Yes, Pierce. Yes, 'tis I, Mike Martins, your handheld junkie, in lockdown mode here, in Merritt, British Columbia. And got my 6 foot distance, social distancing tape on the store. If you want to follow more, go ahead and subscribe to Mike Martins, MikeMartins channel, my original channel. It's got 10,000 plus subscribers. Go ahead and subscribe to that channel and follow up what I'm doing day to day. Anyways, guys, I spent a whole 3 days, and man, was it a tough 3 days to grind through, with Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops for the PSP. I found it in a clearance bin for $5.99 Canadian. That's about $3.50 American, and that's probably £2 British, £2 sterling in the UK. So I spent 3 grueling days with this, and let me tell you how this one went. In 1970, 6 years after the events of Snake Eater, Naked Snake's former team, Fox Unit, has broken their allegiance with the CIA and have gone rogue. Snake is also targeted by the Fox Unit, which has sent Renegade Fox unit soldiers to capture him. The game begins with the torture and interrogation of Snake by one of the Fox members, Lieutenant Cunningham. Lieutenant Cunningham is trying to locate the missing half of the Philosopher's legacy, with the United States government having already acquired the other half of the legacy from the Soviet Union, and the conclusion of Snake Eater. Snake is imprisoned in a cell next to Roy Campbell, the sole survivor of an American Green Beret team sent in to investigate the base. Snake learns through Roy that they are on San Germania Peninsula, a Russian translation of San Geronimo Peninsula, La Peninsula de los Muertos, the site of the abandoned Soviet missile silo in Colombia. With 2 hours of cinematics, yes, almost 2 hours of total cinematics and storytelling, this game is a story and a half. I spent the first day playing it for a couple of hours, getting into it, and really trying to get a grip on the controls. Because the PSP lacks the 2 thumbstick to allow you to look around and motion the camera at the same time as you turn around, it's really tough using the analog controller up top. Very hard to use that. I had a really tough time finding certain locations because the camera angle was at times not comprehensive towards the target that I was going towards. So I had to kind of re-walk into certain areas, which wasn't that bad. But all in all, the game, it's basically a gap. 1970, and Buddy wakes up out of a coma or taken prisoner, wakes up in his bunk. You got to go save Buddy in the other cell. So it's an interesting kind of your typical missing in action type of thing, and people are being sent in to investigate certain areas that are Soviet Union controlled. And I think I like that angle of the game. It took place in a year where things were kind of more believable, where things took place that happened today, but people don't even address anymore. That's a story for another time. But anyways, let me be honest with you guys. The game was clunky. It was definitely clunky, but it does fill a gap in the story, the missing years of Snake Eater. And that's what it is, basically. 2 hours of cinematics. If you go on YouTube, you could actually watch the entire cinematic cutscenes, all the cutscenes. You don't even have to play the game. You could watch all the cinematic cutscenes right through, 2 hours long. If you like that hush-hush, covert, like tiptoeing everywhere you're going type of game, kind of like your typical Assassin's Creed, kind of stealth attack, pickpocket, throat slashing, the whole type of that kind of game. Well, that's what Metal Gear Solid is. It's your typical hush hush get the yayo type of game. Just keep it down, hurry up and grab what you got to do, get your mission done, get to the computer, put the coordinates in, do this stealthy, do not let them sound the alarm. That's a typical game that this is. I did enjoy it after day going into day 2 playing this. I actually thought this game was not that bad. It would have been better on the Vita with the double thumbstick controller or even the Nintendo Switch. But I don't know if it could be ported. But the gameplay, I tried to play online. I couldn't get a connection to some sort of server. I did try to play with two PSPs doing the Wi-Fi thing, and it did work. It did work via Wi-Fi. I did get two of them working at the same time, which was really good. So I couldn't pass this up. It was $5.99 Canadian. I even think he gave me $1 or $2 off this clearance bin game. Now, what drew me to the game was the whole tropics. If you look carefully, you see palm trees there. And I'm a fan of tropics. Living in Florida for many years, I'm a fan of the palm tree. And playing this in Colombia, well, I didn't play it in Colombia, taking place in Colombia, I think that was awesome. I think the layout of the game is pretty cool. I think the hand-drawn cinematics are awesome. You don't see that too often. You should be seeing that more often because it's a really good concept to use. Hand-drawn cinematics. Go look at the cinematics. It's 2 hours long. It's like a complete movie. If you want to fill in the gaps of Snake Eater here, then you could fill in the gaps by just tuning into that. And yeah, that's that. I don't have much to say about it. The game is clunky. Out of 5 stars, I'll give it a 2.5 stars. I'm not going to rate it anything higher than a 2.5, and I don't want to rate it lower than 2.5 because the game does have a solid following. It did have a good reception when it was released. I think it was released in, was it 2006? It did receive a good reception on it. It did have a lot of people playing it online. It did have a good following, and I think this was worth the 5 for what I paid for it. I think I got my money's worth 10 times over. It is an older game. You could find it on eBay. I saw it for $6 and $3 shipping. So give it a try. If you like that clunkiness, the hush, keep quiet, operations, secretive, let me, do it. Buy it. I think the game is worth it. I just wanted to kind of give you guys my own, I'm gonna actually go back and discuss a section of the game here that's gonna make you laugh. Buddy goes into the other cell of, what's his name here? Tom? So Buddy wakes up in his cell. So he goes through the ventilation system to get to the other cell. And there's another gentleman there that was caught in some sort of a crossfire, and he was basically investigating that missile silo that was supposed to be abandoned by the Soviet Union, but there's Colombian outfit there that's there, right? So what happens is Snakehead or Snake Eater goes in through the ventilation system with direction of the other guy who already dug through. Gets over to the other cell and says to him, hey, okay, I know what we got to do. I'm going to get us out of here. Okay, pay attention to what we're going to do. I need you to drive the Jeep. And then he says to him, I can't. I have 2 broken legs. Then he goes back to him, then you could drive the Jeep. And he goes, I have 2 broken legs. And for some reason, this guy that gets recruited, I think his name is Tom, ends up driving the Jeep with 2 broken legs. I couldn't believe that. Check out the cinematic. Check it out for yourselves. I couldn't believe they said, yeah, you got 2 broken legs, I see. That's okay. You're driving the Jeep. I still can't get over that when I was watching that. Let me know what you guys think, guys. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to my regular YouTube channel. It's just my name, Mike Martins, Mikemartins. You'll see me with some funky hair. Go ahead and subscribe to that channel and see what's going on here at the shop. I got a series on that channel called Project Tabletop, where I took this. This is the old drug den in town, and I converted the old drug den into a tabletop game store until now. It's doing well for the last year and a half, but this whole COVID thing took off. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yay or nay on this? Did I get ripped off for $5? Let me know. Comment below. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey, this is Mike Martins from the Handheld Junkie. Please like, subscribe, and share this video to support our transmission. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate the support. Look forward to reading your comments below, and comment below if there's a specific handheld game you want me to review. Thanks for watching.